Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts Episode 2. So yeah, we did Episode 1 last weekend. I really actually enjoyed it, even if I was completely wrong on my guess as to the voice actress for Kipo. Still kind of embarrassed by that because I was so confident in it and I was so wrong. Um, and going back and listening to it, obviously, I could hear glimmer in her voice, but still. But yeah, the episode was really good. It was a really strong start. I'm glad that it didn't take too long to reveal the entire, post-apocalypse part. Because Adventure Time took quite a while to reveal that. And granted, Adventure Time could easily have just taken place in a, fictional, weird world. But the fact that it is post-apocalyptic and all of this was due to that is actually much more interesting to me. But the reveal was still well done, mind you, so I don't mind, I guess, as much that it took so long. But I'm still glad that this one revealed it right off the bat, and it was really part of the story right off the bat. Because Kipo is this girl who lives in an underground society, let's just put it that way, and she has accidentally been washed up to the surface. She This is her first time seeing the surface. She's heard about it before and everything, so she knows like the constellations and whatnot, but she's never actually been there. So she's going around the surface trying to survive and trying to basically check it out. She has a very free spirit, but she's also very smart. Very smart. She's well studied, thanks to her father, who's a teacher, and she's just a really fun, likable character right off the bat. We get to see all kinds of different interesting mutated animals, such as this six-eyed, I think it is. I think it has 6 eyes. Multi-eyed pig, more than two. Um, which I believe she names Mondu. I believe that's what its name is. We get to see some giant rabbits, mutated rabbits, and various other things. Apparently, there's also like this death ivy that it's like almost instantly after you touch it, you just die, and it's like that's horrifying. And the funny thing is, a post-apocalypse like this, presumably nuclear, is very much a breeding ground for a lot of creativity with stuff like that. Like obviously, you see all the mutated creatures in the Fallout series. Adventure Time is just a breeding ground of creativity, and you definitely see it here as well. So I really like how they handled it. And again, Kipo has a great personality, but we also meet another human character, a person who actually lives on the surface named Wolf, or at least that's what Kipo chooses to call her. Wolf is this young girl who, well, she wears a pelt of a wolf that she killed, and she's very much a survivor. She's going around, she knows how to handle all the animals and situations. She knows how to deal with certain things, but at the same time, she's also very rough. She's not great with other people, probably because she doesn't really see other people much at all. So it takes a little bit for her and Kipo to have any kind of bond. And mostly by the end of the first episode, it just amounts to Wolf being annoyed at Kipo and just reluctantly saving her all the time. They're not exactly friends yet. Not by any means. Um, so yeah, that's fun. But I'm sure they're going to become friends, especially since the DreamWorks logo they show at the beginning of the episodes. When it shows all the logos and stuff, like the She-Ra DreamWorks logo shows She-Ra like swing the sword up and everything. This one shows Wolf sitting on the moon, like reeling up Mondu and all, and she's smiling and seems happy to be with Mondu and stuff. So I do feel like they are going to actually become friends. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take Wolf some time to acclimate to being around others, and not just surviving, but even having fun and whatnot. Now, as I said last time, I know there's another character we've yet to meet. I don't know much of anything about him other than, the big thing about him that drove the internet crazy and is awesome and everything. Um, so yeah, I can say because it's pretty common knowledge at this point. So I could just say I was trying to dance around it, but the gay character and everything. Um, and from what I've heard, he's treated greatly and with respect, and he's written extremely well. I don't know much of anything about his actual character though. So I'm really excited to meet him when we do. And I don't really know of any other characters because I don't know too much about the series. Just knowing that I knew that it was post-apocalyptic, and I knew about him, and that's pretty much all I knew. Plus, seeing a few like random little shots of Kipo and stuff before. It's like I've seen a little couple shots here and there. That's about it. But I'm definitely interested to find out more about these characters and find out more about just how this apocalypse went down. And hell, see a lot of more of these interesting creative creatures for sure. So, yeah, I think I said it last time, but for right now, we're just going to be doing one episode at a time. If I ever feel like I have the time and desire to do more than one, we can. And we'll go from there. So let's just get this going and see what episode 2 has in store for us. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow a link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this episode continued pretty well off of the last one, but introducing us to some new characters. Well, really one new major character that we could tell, at least at the moment, and that is Benson. So Benson is another surface dweller who travels along with his friend, I guess you could say. Hard to know how to quantify that or whatnot. They seem like they're friends, and it's really also kind of difficult to know how to really see Dave, because is Dave just always been a grub like that, or does Dave go through this metamorphosis consistently? Is it like a continuous process where he like grows up, like he seems to like change age and form really quickly? So does he keep growing and growing and then eventually turn back into a grub and just start the process over again? I'm not sure. But he and Benson are not really con men per se, but they're willing to con. They're willing to con, they're willing to do whatever it takes to survive. And a big thing to note about them is they love music. Benson carries around a tape player with him everywhere he goes, and he and Dave like to listen to a lot of classic music. They even mentioned the king of pop, Michael Jackson, specifically. So that was a fun little, I guess you'd say, Easter egg in there. But it's really interesting because it's like this is 200 years in the future and everything. So it's just an interesting thought when you're looking that far in the past and listening to stuff and learning about basically how a lot of things were back during that time before, before these mega bunnies and frog mafia and whatnot. which I'm glad we get to see both of those return in this episode from the first one. We don't just get new stuff, we get a bunch of returning continuity based characters and creatures as well. So this definitely seems like more of an ongoing story rather than each episode being kind of its own thing, which I can appreciate because I see a lot of shows that either do more of a episodic nature kind of situation to it, or even just try to combine a little of both. So I like it when a show is directly just continuous continuity, where it's not like just its own separate thing each episode. Honestly, that's how I prefer it. Um, so Benson and Dave are not bad people. They're just doing what it takes to survive. Like even when they're caught, they like, oh, you can have this back. And we were being truthful about being able to get you to where you need to go. It's like they're not bad people. They're just again they're trying to survive. They're trying to do whatever it takes, and sometimes for them that involves stealing and trickery and whatnot. Um, Based on how this post-apocalyptic world we've seen is, I can understand that. It seems very dangerous. So I don't blame them necessarily. But now they've kind of joined the gang by the end, and Wolf is even warming up as well. So it seems like we're kind of getting our gang together. Now, the thing is, I mentioned I have seen a couple of clips and everything, and I've seen Benson before in the clips, and again, I knew about the big stuff with him because it was everywhere online. I've seen Wolf in a couple screenshots here and there that have just been posted around. I've never seen Dave in any of them though, so I'm wondering if just no one shared ones that I've happened to see, or if Dave even survives long into this. We'll have to see. I know that sounds like a morbid thought, but again, of all the like random screen caps I've seen here and there, I've never seen anything with Dave, like at all in any of these forms. So I'm just kind of curious. Um, but I am definitely excited to find out because this has proven to be quite an interesting and fun series. I like the voice acting, it's all pretty damn good. The art and animation's great. Again, the creativity really continues to shine. And it even starts to build up a little mystery here because we find out that the frogs are working for someone else. And we get the name Scarlemagne, I think it was, but we don't know who it is yet. So we're definitely building up to something. So the frogs are working for someone named Scarlemagne, who is the reason why they want the humans, and why especially burrow humans are the most desired. But we also see at the end when they go back to where the burrow is, apparently it's been destroyed, but there's no signs of any humans having been around. Meaning that they're not dead or anything. There's no corpses or anything nearby, so they all escaped. They're not even in the bunker. And this part kind of confused me because it's like the burrows are underground, but at the same time, this seemed like maybe it was like literally right under the surface. And I mean, I don't know, maybe just that's just to me, but it seems like that's inconvenient. And it just seems like if we're to believe that humans had been living there like that for 200 years, that just seems unbelievable. That it would take 200 years for that to have been destroyed. Unless it wasn't destroyed by like some random creature going by and it was actually a coordinated attack. In which case, I just have no fucking idea. um, but it does raise a lot of questions. And the fact that this happened in this short amount of time that Kipo's been gone, she's like only been gone, what, a day or two? It has not been long that at all. So, well, okay, it's been at least a couple days. Because I think we've seen at least a couple night cycles. But still, it's not been long at all. So, this was a very quick and sudden attack. So I'm just curious as to what happened now. But again, I thought the burrows were going to be a lot further underground compared based on what we've seen and everything. But we also see that they're also very technological. That they have this like technological bunker and everything. So it very much makes me think of the vaults in Fallout. In fact, it might be based on that in a way. Um, so I'm definitely interested to learn more about that specifically. Um, but we'll see next time with episode 3. So tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode, episode 2. And as always, no spoilers. I wish to continue as spoiler free as possible with the series. So thank you so much for tuning in. And for now, yeah, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.